Welcome to the Reese Report. I am the mouth of the North, Andrew Reese. I am joined by Tony Barbosa. After missing a week, we got families, we got stuff to do sometimes. We couldn't do it last week, but guess what? We've watched the show and we're going to tell you what we think as we go forward. And boy, is this show getting juicy before full gear. And we're now going to do Rampage from Friday night. And let me tell you what I wrote down for this first segment. Brian versus Eddie, all Tony Barbosa. Because you know what I'm going to say about this? Great match. I'm not going to talk until after the match, but I'm going to let Tony go through this incredible match.
Oh, man.
What said happened. So I don't have to say anything because I knew what was going to happen in this match, but
yeah,
I'm going to let Tony dissect it to see
you knew the match.
He has anything for me that maybe I didn't catch or that he liked.
Man, where to begin? For anybody who thinks, because you look at Eddie Kingston, who think, he looks like a normal guy. Doesn't look like an athlete.
Yeah,
the guy can go. That guy's such a good worker.
Yeah,
but he did whatever. People whatever have of Eddie Kingston, and that's why he's so over. It's because he looks like a person like me and you, or like anybody else.
Talks like us too.
And he talks. And man, did he ever put the hurt on Daniel Bryan? Oh my God, his chest.
Did you see his chest?
His chest.
Oh, man.
Imagine his chest the next day must have been bruised, blistered, whatever, man. But both of them, oh my God. Like this Bryan Danielson.
Oh my God.
The American Dragon, this is how you book this man.
Yeah.
This is how you book this man.
Yeah.
What's there to say?
Great work on the elbows. Again,
yeah,
just stop the spinning back fist. You hurt his arm.
Oh, but then he did it again. Oh my God! And did Bryan ever sell that back flying fist or that back fist? Oh my God!
Where they both went down. Yep.
Yeah, it looked like it hurt.
And Eddie's so good. He hit the back fist, and he was hurt from Bryan's attack, and he's on the ground and he's crawling. Yeah. He knows how to play the crowd. He knows how to play his emotions and how to sell that he's hurt and can't get to the cover. And then, of course, that was the finish because he rolled over trying to pin him with one hand.
Yeah.
And Bryan picked up his one hand and put him in the gogoplata. And
he tried to fight it off. And he tried to fight it off, and he didn't. He basically just passed out with great finish. I like how it did. It just passed out. Like Eddie's not giving you up, no matter what.
Yeah,
it didn't make Eddie Kingston look weak at all.
He gave him the finger and then passed out.
And
again,
passed out.
So I can't I don't know, guys. Like you have to understand wrestling to respect how good this was, and the crowd respected it. Trust me. I mean, nobody got hurt in this match. Both guys were over.
Yeah. And obviously, then he got put to sleep.
So good. And then I'm going to get into what happened afterwards, but I just want to say that this was a great match. And like I said to Tony, Bryan's going to win this match, but I guarantee you Eddie Kingston will not look bad during this match. He's going to be over. It's not going to hurt him. And boy, oh boy, did he make sure of it after this match because they had CM Punk in the back. And I just had a feeling it's like, okay, he's done all these promos. It's like something's got to happen here, something, right? So as he's about to speak, Eddie Kingston comes in losing it on the referee because the referee called the match.
Didn't give up. Yeah.
Right? He didn't give up. It was like a Steve Austin moment where he passed out. Bryan won the match. Now, before we get to this interview, smartly, when they came back from the break, because we didn't get to see this, they showed us Eddie Kingston turning down the handshake from Daniel Bryan because he was pissed that he lost.
Yes.
Okay, indicating a pissed off Eddie Kingston. Then we go right to the
pissed off. Hold on, guess who else is pissed off? Okay, guys, this is where I'm gonna. Okay, let's get to the promo and then I'll have my thoughts.
So promo, CM Punk starts to talk. And you just hear in the background Eddie Kingston going crazy, right? And then he comes in and he says, "Do you think it's funny? Do you think it's funny I lost?" Because Punk was kind of smiling, and this is where I'm like, I thought Tony Barbosa right away. It's like, okay, here it comes. All this smiling, all these happy promos, all of this is setting up now for anger. So right away, Punk throws in a great line here as Eddie Kingston's going crazy, saying, "Do you want to go to sleep again?" Oh, yeah. So good. So good. Eddie leaves angry, and you just see CM Punk sitting there. It's like the slow burn. All you people that want me to get angry, it's about to happen, right? And this is the perfect guy to bring it out of me, because Eddie Kingston's no joke. He's going to give you all he's got, and he's going to slap you in the face, and he's going to get you angry. So what were your thoughts when you saw this, Tony?
My first thoughts was, I can't wait until Dynamite.
Yeah.
Because here we're going to go. Here we go. Okay, we're finally going to get to see CM Punk.
Eddie Kingston's going to slap him in the face.
We're going to get to see the real CM Punk cutting a promo.
Yes.
Okay? Yep. Because Eddie Kingston's going to bring him up. Here we like. This is where I'm headed towards.
Yeah.
Eddie Kingston's going to turn. Okay. Just by the whole Bryan Danielson situation, he's going to cost him the match at Full Gear.
Yep.
I don't know if Punk and Kingston are going to have a match at Full Gear, but I think he's going to cost Daniel Bryan. I have a feeling that we're going to get a CM Punk, Bryan Danielson team against Moxley and Eddie Kingston down the line.
I don't see that. I understand where you're coming from. I think what you first said is going to happen. We're going to see a Kingston and Mox double turn, and we're going to see either Kingston cost Bryan the match.
Because I don't think Bryan's going to win. I don't think Bryan's going to win.
Bryan is going to lose, but they have to figure out a way for him to lose.
I think Eddie Kingston is going to cost him the match.
Right.
Because obviously the whole handshake, Daniel Bryan saying, I don't do the work.
Yep.
I just have a feeling that's going to happen. And it's not a bad thing. I honestly
Mox
don't
and
see
Kingston as heels, nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing.
Can you imagine?
And you know what?
As heels, like just them running roughshod over the roster.
And they're still going to get cheered. And they're still going to.
And that's the funny thing. They'll get cheered.
Yeah,
they'll get cheered.
Yeah,
but I see it. Obviously, it looks like Moxley versus Page will happen for the title.
Yep.
This is where I can see that. So Kingston's going to cost Bryan, and this is where Bryan kind of costs Moxley his title is his match against Adam Page.
Yeah,
I think you're going to set there. It seems like they're setting up something between. I have a feeling, and obviously they're going to have their one-on-one matches each guys, but I also going to see a tag match with Bryan Danielson and CM Punk versus Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley.
I think we're going to see Punk and Kingston at Full Gear. I think they're going to set up the promos now for the next 3 weeks. And God, those two can set up the promos. And I think we're going to see a different CM Punk heading into this pay-per-view. And Eddie Kingston's the perfect guy to get it out of him. I think this is what we've been waiting for. All these people that have been souring on Punk. Eddie Kingston is the guy. Like, I thought it'd be MJF. I thought it'd be maybe somebody else with a mouth.
Because I didn't see it coming. I didn't see it coming with Eddie Kingston.
Right.
To tell you the honest truth, I didn't see that coming.
Ricky
I was like,
Starks,
whoa.
But it looks like it's going to be be Eddie. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he won't lose to Eddie, right? So that helps. Right?
Now here we go.
No, but here's why
Punk is going to have his first loss.
I don't think he's losing. No, I don't think he's losing. And you know why I don't think he's losing? Because later on in the night, when we see Bryan in the finals against Moxley at the pay-per-view, we're going to see Kingston come out and help Mox. Now, the only way that happens is if he loses the match to CM Punk, because it's a jealousy thing. It's like these new WWE guys come in, they both beat me. Now we're going to cost you the match.
I'll tell you why. Okay. I think Moxley's going to help Kingston.
Mm-hmm.
Kingston's going to help Moxley.
Well, it could happen.
And this is where you're going to get then the tag match.
I can't see them both losing.
I have a feeling Punk is going to get his first loss.
Wow.
He needs
Kingston?
It.
Wow.
I'll tell it just sets up. It just sets up. If that's where they're going, and it looks like they're going this feud, it sets up this feud perfectly.
You know what? It wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt Kingston. Punk. It wouldn't hurt Punk. No,
it's not exactly. It's not going to hurt Punk. No, and it just makes Eddie Kingston look that much stronger. Can you imagine like both of those guys winning and both Bryan Danielson and CM Punk losing the same night? You know how perfect that would be.
It may. You know what? It's tricky though. It may make them more interesting, but it also might hurt them. It's such a tricky balance there, right? Because you want their first loss to be against. You want it to be meaningful and significant. It might be too early to make them lose.
No,
right?
I don't think it's too early, especially Punk. Like he needs. Like to get him really pissed
he
off.
He needs to lose. Yeah, I know. I know what you're saying. I know.
He needs that loss.
Is Kingston the right guy? Is that
yes.
That's the thing. Is Kingston the right guy?
Yes. To set up a feud, Kingston is the right guy because of the promos. Just you know, looking at these promos, and you get Moxley and Bryan Danielson involved. Oh,
and you know what?
God.
If he does, then you know after Moxley, that Kingston will probably fight Page next. After Moxley, because if you beat CM Punk, you got to get a title shot or something after that. I mean, has he fought Guevara? No, he hasn't fought Guevara before, has he?
No,
Kingston.
No.
So he could go for that as well.
And can you imagine like both of those guys as the world champ? Well, like I said, they won't put the world champion, but I'm fantasy booking. I think Moxley and Eddie Kingston as both champions. Oh,
yeah, I think them turning heels the right thing to go, but the thing is that means that Cody probably stays face.
I think this Cody, you're gonna get this tweener Cody going on for a while.
It's gonna suck, but yeah, I think it'll just get more heat the more tweener he is, and I think that's their goal. Make him more tweener so he gets more heat. Because Cody's more interesting when people don't know what side he's on than when they do. So
the reason why they're doing Mox turn, and obviously it looks like the Kingston turn, is because of you had obviously CM Punk come in as a face, and you have that Bryan Danielson come in as a face. You have way too many baby faces, and not enough. Like I'm not saying top heels, but not enough top heels. Let's call it not enough top heels,
right?
Especially to feud with these baby faces. So
yeah, and then we have Miro in the background on vacation doing his crazy promos. So I think he'll eventually fight Page as well. But I think they're setting up opponents for Page. I think all these turns are to set up opponents for Page because you can't have babyface when Page is your hottest babyface. You have to make sure that 100%. He is your top babyface. That's why you keep Bryan away from him. That's why you keep CM Punk away from him, because you don't want the crowd divided. So that's why they're making all these turns before his title run happens. So makes sense. I'm looking forward to Punk. And it sounds like they're going to bring in
Lana. And it sounds like they might bring in Lana with Miro.
I think
because he keeps mentioning his wife.
I think when he comes back, she has to be a part of the equation to make him more interesting. Yes.
And obviously, and she's like, and I can see her play like, you know, because he's always talking about how he has to please his wife, how he has to.
Yes.
She might seem like a dominatrix kind of gimmick, maybe.
He's not coming back as the same character. He's coming back as something a little bit different and more of a god worshipper and as kind of a psycho. And
yeah, I can see that.
That will help him go to the world title instead of the TNT title. And they're setting it up. You can see, but it's in the background because he's got, you know, Page has other things to do right now. So again, smart setting up that. Kingston and Punk, I can't wait. The promos are going to be crazy. I hope they fight at Full Gear, and the result, no matter what, is fine by me. I don't see Punk losing this early, but it wouldn't bother me if he does. So
I would like it.
To me, this was the highlight of Rampage. So yeah,
just because you got so many directions where it can go from here. So
yeah,
it keeps people guessing and wondering.
Now, I know this is a come down, guys, but we got to do it. Matt Seidel versus Dante Martin. I love Dante Martin, guys. Um, he's so athletic. My dream match for him is him and Darby Allin.
Phoenix.
I want to see him and Darby Allin.
I'd say him in Phoenix.
I wouldn't mind seeing him in Phoenix either, but he's so athletic. He did a springboard drop kick where I thought he was 20. I thought he was 20 feet in the air. Like it looked incredible. He did a top rope moonsault, which looked incredible. I'm not sure about the relationship with Lio Rush. I know Lio Rush is there to give him a mouthpiece, and because they want to keep him relevant until his brother comes back. I like Lio Rush, but I don't know if this combo is going to work.
I don't know where this is going. I can't predict where this is going, so I don't have a thought on it yet.
Yeah.
I want to see how it plays out more.
Yeah.
Obviously, Lio Rush is kind of trying to.
I just get the feeling he's going to turn on him at some point, and they're just going to fight each other.
And he's basically telling you, don't listen to Matt Seidel. He's no good for you. He turns you into a loser. This and that.
Yeah. They're teasing it.
I hope they don't turn him heel because, like I said, there's too many people.
No, Dante Martin can't turn heel. That offense is babyface. You can't turn.
Yeah, it's babyface offense. You're right.
And God, I love to see him against Sammy Guevara. Can you imagine that match? Him and Sammy? Yeah. Holy jeez.
That'd be a good match.
I hope they're setting it up for Sammy. That'd be great.
Maybe that could be an opponent of his after Full Gear.
Yeah.
Just to set up something just to have Sammy a match.
Because I think they mentioned this. I think they're setting up Scorpio Sky and Jericho later on. Although Jericho apparently is going to be gone after this pay-per-view on tour. So
is that what it is?
Yeah. So they teased Jericho and Scorpio Sky, and I thought Scorpio Sky would fight Sammy for the title after Ego lost, but they keep teasing Jericho and Scorpio Sky. But all indications are that Jericho will be gone after the pay-per-view to go on tour for a couple of months.
So it seems like they're gonna. The Inner Circle is gonna kind of do their own thing after.
Correct. Right? Yeah. We're gonna see. We know we're going to see Pride and Powerful go for the titles. We know that's going to happen. And we know Sammy Guevara has a title. And we know that Hagar is going to fight all the UFC guys. So that's going to happen no matter who wins the match at Full Gear. So
it sounds like Inner Circle. It sounds like the Inner Circle is going to win. But anyway.
They keep teasing them splitting, and they're just not going to split, but they're just going to be away from each other doing their own things. That's all.
Yeah.
So Dante got the win with his jump to the ropes backwards flip.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called now. They have a name for it, but he got the win with that. And that was it. They pretty much they celebrated. He left, and that was the end of it. They were teasing Matt Seidel being his teacher. That's obviously not going to happen.
Yeah.
And I think last week we didn't talk about it, but CM Punk's match with Matt Seidel, that was the match where the ratings dropped. People were kind of like, okay, we've had enough of CM Punk fighting underneath guys. We want a real program for him. And so I wasn't surprised at all that they immediately went to Eddie Kingston for CM Punk, knowing that his huge reaction was coming down because of the interest in his matches. So I wasn't surprised at all after last week and the reaction after the Matt Seidel match that he went into a serious program with Eddie Kingston because they don't want to lose what they have, and someone needs to slap CM Punk in the face. And what better guy to do it than Eddie Kingston? So makes perfect sense. To our Halloween match, that's all I'm going to call this, is because that's what it was. It was a Halloween match. Brit Baker versus Abaddon. I like Abaddon. I really do. But she's just a crazy girl. They're not really booking her. They're not really pushing her. She's just a crazy girl. Her last win, I remember, was against Sheeta. And then Sheeta ended up winning the title and having it for a year, and we never saw Abaddon again. So
On
She,
Dark. That's all you see. I think
you
you
know,
just see her on Dark. And
yeah,
then,
she was brought here to be in the Halloween match with Brit Baker. Like I said before, this is the Brit Baker CM Punk show. They're going to be on Rampage every week. It's obvious. Brian's sprinkled in there as well. Um, Abaddon is she bit the fingers of Brit Baker when she tried to go for the lockjaw, which I thought was
yeah.
great. She did the Undertaker rise at least 2 or 3 times during this match. Again, it's Halloween, guys. So who got the tax? Was it Brit that got the tax, or was it
No, it was Abaddon.
Abaddon got the tax, and Brit ran the hell out of there, and then eventually got her and gave her the rock bottom on the tax. She put the tax in her mouth, and
give her a super kick.
Abaddon was spitting out blood after getting the super kick. This was a horror match. That's what it was. It was a horror match.
And then for the win, you got a roll up.
A simple roll up. I'll tell you what, they overused the roll up this week. We saw like 4 roll up finishes.
Yeah, they did.
A little overdone. And a character like Abaddon probably shouldn't lose via roll up. Because she kicks out of everything and she rises out of everything, but then she gets rolled up for the win. And then after that, just looks around like a crazy person. Now, I get it. She's a crazy character. Britt gets out of there with the zombies, her zombies, and
Rebel,
and
I forget her name now.
I can't remember her name. Jake Hager's wife or whatever. I can't remember what her name is. And that was it. She won the match, and Abaddon will not be getting a future title shot against Britt. Britt does not have a program for Full Gear yet.
Yes, she does.
Or does she?
She's fighting Ty Conti for the title.
Oh, yes. I completely forgot. See, I don't like the booking. We didn't talk about this. Ty Conti, they just gave her a title shot. Anna Jay lost.
Well, the reason
Ty Conti
why they
comes in and they give her a title shot. Like, I didn't like this booking. That's why I completely forgot about it. That they just announced it. Like, she didn't even win a match. They just said Ty Conti is going to fight her because she's number one on the ring.
Because they've been booking her for the last month and a half.
I think she's 2 on the rankings behind Jade Cargill, correct?
Yeah, she's number 2 in the ranking. That's why they gave her well, obviously, you need to put Brit Baker on the pay-per-view, and she was the next in line.
Right.
Because Jade Cargill will be involved.
This feels so random, though. It doesn't feel like a serious book match for her.
You know Brit Baker's not going to lose.
Not to Ty Conti. No. But they like Ty Conti. So, I feel like they like her and they want to push her, but there's no way she's going to win this match.
But she won't win it yet. She's still young too, eh? She's like 20, 22, 23, 24 maybe. No older than that. So she's got a lot of years left.
I think the Thunder Rosa match, I thought it would be on Full Gear. I don't know. Like, they're going to have to, she's going to have to fight Britt at some point. Like, people haven't forgotten that match. Like, that's in her Videotron. Like, they show her in the video when she comes out. Like, that match is all over her video. It's like, eventually Thunder Rosa is going to have to come and get her revenge. But they're holding off because they really like Britt as the champion, and they got the TBS tournament. So, and then Jade Cargill's sitting in the background after winning that match, and they're hesitant to put her in a championship match because she's so green. And now she's in the title tournament, and that match she won has kind of been forgotten. So I don't know. It's like they don't know what to do with the women's division because of the TBS tournament, but we'll see. Britt's not going to lose anytime soon. So I guess they're going to focus on the TBS title for that show when it switches over. And who do you think is going to be the first TBS champion?
Ruby Soho.
Okay. Thunder Rosa's in that tournament, correct?
Correct.
Maybe she loses to Jade Cargill.
Well, they're teasing a feud between them two, right? That's what they're teasing right now. Is a feud between Thunder Rosa and Jade Cargill.
Right. So I think Jade Cargill probably beats her, and then Ruby Soho beats Jade Cargill. But I get this feeling they don't want Jade to lose. So that tournament's interesting. I forgot to write it down because we had some advancements in that tournament. But
we did, and I forgot to write it down too.
But we'll get more into the tournament as it goes along. Nia Rose got a bye. She fights Sheeta next. Sheeta will likely win that match. And then on the other side, it's Jade Cargill who got a bye, and she will fight. They haven't even. I don't even think they've done that match yet. So she has the next bye.
Well, the ones that got the bye with Thunder Rosa,
Jade Cargill, Nyla
Jade
Rose,
Cargill, and Chris Statlander.
So there's a few matches to go before we can get into that tournament. But
Ruby Soho fought Penelope Ford, which
correct.
She won.
Yes.
What's her face? Anna Jay fought the Bunny, and she won. No,
yes, she beat Bunny. Yes, I think.
Yeah, she beat the Bunny, right?
Right. But then Anna Jay fought Brit Baker, so I didn't think she was in the tournament, but I'll have to go back and check. I forgot to write down the tournament brackets, guys, but we'll talk about that tournament as it gets towards the semis, closer to Full Gear, because I assume that that match will be coming up. I'm not sure if it'll be on Full Gear, but we know about the 4 buys, and we know one of the matches coming up will be what we mentioned, and then Nyla Rose will take on Shida, and then we'll have more matches as they go along.
Yeah.
So that was Rampage, guys. Pretty much a 1 match, 1 promo show, which it typically is. Mark Henry was very funny before the Abaddon Brit Baker match, but that's his role.
Yeah.
And so that was Rampage, guys. Very excited about Full Gear and the matches they're setting up. And that was the show. So we'll definitely be back. We'll be back for Dynamite and Rampage next week. Anything else on the show, Tony?
No, pretty much straightforward. But yeah, just
we're getting ready, guys. Couple of weeks away. It's really going to get juicy. Looking forward to the CM Punk Eddie promos. Where Brian goes next after his bloodbath that he just had. He's having incredible matches, Daniel Bryan. So we're looking forward to seeing where they take them. But until next week, guys, I'm the Mouth of the North, Andrew. This is Tony Barbosa.
ROH. We're talking about ROH.
Oh, yes. We don't want to forget ROH. So the news that came out, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago.
Friday, I believe. Friday?
Friday? Yes, Saturday. Friday. That ROH is going to release every wrestler on their roster January 1st. Nobody knows why yet, but my guess is they can't afford the wrestlers, or they're losing their TV deal. One of the two is happening. Usually when that happens, it's the TV deal's gone, and therefore they can't pay their wrestlers.
And there was rumors that the library was for sale too.
Yes, the rumor is Tony Khan has purchased the library. And
so AEW has purchased. I heard there was WWF or WWE was.
I saw something today that stated that Tony Khan bought the company. So I don't know if that's true, but he did buy the tape library apparently. And if he did, then that and then of course the wrestlers become the free agents, and then whoever is free to sign. I'm not an avid follower of ROH, but I do know the Briscoes would be the first tag team I would get.
Jay Lethal would be another guy that you would want to have in your roster.
Yeah.
Jonathan Grishman's another guy that you would want to have in your roster.
Yeah.
Who else? I know EC3 was part of ROH. I don't know where you would go from here. Then obviously you got the AAA guys. You got Roosh, you have Bandito, which was the champion, which is the ROH world champion. You have Flamita, I believe. So you have a bunch of
it's kind of hard to speculate right now because we just know that they're all going to be free agents January 1st, and anyone can sign them. But from what I understand, the tape library has been purchased by Tony Khan, but we don't know that for sure. But we just wanted to throw that in there at the end of our show that they have, they're going to basically cease as a company, which will open up a lot of very credible talent to join either show.
And it makes sense for Tony Khan to buy the library, especially because the Young Bucks
Yep.
had a prominent role on ROH for a while.
CM Punk.
Well, obviously CM Punk, Bryan Danielson.
Yep.
Cody.
Yep.
Bobby Fish.
It will really help them tell their stories
on ROH. Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
Who else can I say was back in ROH?
Yeah, lots of guys.
Well, obviously Colt Cabana.
Yep.
Yep. I think that's pretty much it that was on ROH.
So we'll see what happens with ROH.
Yeah.
But that's the news of the week. But we'll get into that more next week. But until then,
yeah.
I'm Andrew Reese. This is Tony Barbosa. We'll see you on the next Reese Report.